Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson, available wherever podcasts can be found. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the little notify bell next to it to make sure you're always getting your new Going In Raw notifications. We're also available on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steve and Larson. A variety of reward tiers exist over there.
Oh, yes.
One of them, of course, is the $20 reward tier. When you subscribe to the $20 reward tier, not only do you get the Friendo Care Package, not only do you get 5 bonus episodes every single week, Larson, you get to submit your video question or text question right here to Matt Chat every Sunday. We will watch the video. We'll answer the question that you're proposing to us right here, only on Patreon. Patreon.com/Steve and Larson.
Yes.
All right.
Let's kick things off with a text question.
Let's do it.
From Nemo.
Okay.
She asks, what is a dream match that is 100% possible that we haven't had yet? She says, Daniel Bryan versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Can we agree that that's probably
top answer?
Top answer.
Yeah.
So we'll come up with like
other answers that aren't that one, but that is probably top answer, yes, because going way back like the early aughts, they were roommates. Both training, I believe, at the New Japan LA dojo. If the story is true, it was Daniel Bryan who introduced donuts to Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan wants it. One of the reasons Nakamura signed with WWE was to get that match. Hasn't happened yet for some reason.
Yeah. Imagine, even if it's like the IC title. Imagine they build up Shinsuke with this new thing with Sami Zayn, and then he ends up like turning on Sami Zayn because everybody hates Sami Zayn, but I think in a good way, that way that you want, you know? I think he's got good heel heat. Shinsuke turns on him, sort of turns face. You still have that great, amazing, awesome. So like Shinsuke reaches NXT Shinsuke levels, and you get Daniel Bryan just killing it as a heel because he's so great. Imagine that kind of match. And then you get maybe a match where there's like a double turn. I feel like these guys can do anything and everything if given a lot of freedom with their creative.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I stole this answer from you because you blurted it out, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's what I would say. Kevin Owens versus Adam Cole. Baby.
I mean, who wouldn't want to see that?
That, to me, is they're under the same company. They might not be on the same brands, but that can change just like that. I would love to see that. I more want to see Kevin Owens join the Undisputed Era.
Yes. Well, I mean, ideally, exactly. Feud first, join later.
Yeah, exactly.
Great answer. I know because I thought of it.
Yes. Correct.
Another answer I had written down is Matt Riddle versus either Brock Lesnar, so Matt Riddle can get his wish to retire Brock Lesnar.
I like the better one.
Or Matt Riddle versus Goldberg.
That's the one everybody wants.
Yeah, at this point,
That's a main event right there.
It really is.
Oh, I'd love it.
That's a Mania main event right there.
Because Matt Riddle
versus Goldberg.
I think what Matt Riddle is like realizing is, man, he's part of the company now. You can't really be slagging people off.
I don't know, man.
On
I mean, they put him on the reaction show to that last pay-per-view that Goldberg had a match on, knowing full well that he was going to talk trash.
But then he was also forced then to confront Goldberg. He went looking for him.
Yeah.
And Goldberg seemingly was like, how would you describe Goldberg's demeanor via Riddle's story about that? When he said, yeah, we got a lot of talking to do, but don't call me bro.
But then the conclusion was more or less, all right, we'll talk later.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like there was a ton of animosity.
Seemed good nature. You know, it's the kind of thing, and this is on a completely different level, obviously. But like, we are presented with opportunities to interview some WWE people like once a year. So like, I have become cognizant of, man, if I talk too much trash, I might be confronted with this person. And do you really want that? I
wonder if this is Goldberg's mindset. Goldberg's been in this industry for a very long time and has made a ton of money.
Oh, big time.
Doing the professional wrestling. I'm sure Matt Riddle's done pretty well for himself.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Up to this point. Goldberg's the Hall of Famer. He probably thinks, I wonder if he thinks, sorry, I really don't care what Matt Riddle says.
Could be.
My legacy is entrenched.
Could be.
I'm set for life. So say whatever you want.
Yeah, that could be.
Like, and I wonder if he just doesn't even take it. He doesn't even take it personally.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah. Probably.
It's pro wrestling. There is a lot of good-natured, sometimes not so good-natured trash talk that goes on amongst wrestlers, and it's hard to tell how much of that is a work, how much of that is a shoot, how much is a little bit of both. So,
I don't know, but it's a match I definitely like to see.
Oh, heck yes, man.
That's for sure.
To get people talking, that's for sure.
All right, next up, we got Christopher Rappersad. Very excited about the upcoming Madison Square Garden
he's very concerned about it, seemingly.
TV tapings that they're doing. Both are on SmackDown, right?
I believe so, yeah.
So let's see what he has to say.
Hello, Stephen Larson. So Stone Cold Steve Austin is returning to Madison Square Garden to save Vince McMahon from his ratings and low ticket sales. So my biggest fear is I feel like when Stone Cold will return to Madison Square Garden, we are going to see The Fiend, and Stone Cold's going to put The Fiend over. I do not want to see that. I don't think Stone Cold, The Rock, or Hulk Hogan should put a new guy over, because I think they're in like the godly levels that they should not put nobody over. They're like superstar level, and I do not want to see my Stone Cold Steve Austin, who stuttered people and drink a lot of beer, put over The Fiend, a character that is brand new, and I don't know if it's even gonna last that long with his booking. So my question is Stone Cold and The Fiend is gonna have a segment, and should Stone Cold put him over? I think Stone Cold should stun his ass and get this over with. I don't care.
Thank you, Christopher Rappersad.
Thank you, Christopher Rappersad. Steve, can you give me oh hell yeah?
Oh, hell yeah, Bischoff.
Why not?
I'll tell you why not.
Stone Cold's legacy is intact. This is the current crop of talents on the roster now. We need to worry about getting them over as opposed to getting Stone Cold over. Stone Cold needs to worry about getting his new USA show over with the viewers. That gimmick dropped below 1 million viewers like its second or third week. He's got to worry about that more so than not taking a mandible claw from Bray Wyatt.
The lineup of guests is kind of weak. They should have kept it to just WWE people.
Why didn't they lead off with Becky?
I know.
That should have been the premiere episode.
They like Rob Riggle.
He's got like a cool story.
I like him. No, don't get me wrong. He's great in like supporting comedy roles.
He's not something you kick a show off with.
No, he's not.
They had Baker Mayfield, I think the most recent episode.
I didn't even know who that was.
He's quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. He's
an
up-and-coming football star, but not exactly on the same level as, say, Tom Brady.
Well, he's not.
Drew Brees.
Well, I don't know about Drew Brees, but Tom Brady would be a freaking black hole charisma too.
Probably. Drew Brees actually seems like a relatively
he seems like
personable guy.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Isn't he in one of those Frank Thomas commercials? Or am I thinking? No, I'm thinking of Flutie. Am I thinking of Flutie?
I think you're thinking of Flutie.
Flutie
Flutie would have been cool.
Yeah, Breeze is still active.
Tom Brady's still worried about protecting his brand to be interesting, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, that kid they had, he's like super young, and he obviously doesn't really know a lot about stuff. And it was kind of awkward because apparently the guy is a big Halo fan, and Stone Cold wheeled out like a legit warthog from Halo, and the kid didn't know what it was. Because I mean, warthogs, they just look like military vehicles.
It's true.
It's not like Kit.
It's not that
Knight
distinctive.
Rider.
Yeah.
That's a bad idea.
Anyways, back to Stone Cold. Yeah, the Fiend. The first time they had opportunity to make a huge star of Bray, they whiffed more often than they hit a home run. He should have beat John Cena at WrestleMania. He probably should have beat Undertaker at WrestleMania too.
For sure.
You get a second chance here with Bray, this new iteration with The Fiend. You can't whiff again. Sure, he's taken down Foley. He's taken down Kurt Angle. He's got to take someone that's as Christopher says here, God tier. Stone Cold. I don't think Stone Cold would care. He's down to do it. He wants to put these new talents over. Heck yes.
I'm going to say no. I'll tell you why. Stone Cold, number one. Okay, so there's a couple angles I can approach this answer as to why this should not happen. Number one, first and foremost, what's the best use for Stone Cold Steve Austin? Is it in the middle of Madison Square Garden, Vince Sr.'s territory? Is it wiser to show Stone Cold and Kevin Owens doling out stunners to the McMahons? Or have Stone Cold, who I don't think, since his 2003 last WrestleMania match at 19, I don't think we've seen him put over anybody the way other legends have who aren't wrestling. I don't think he's ever done that.
I don't recall.
It would be damn near unnatural and not in a good way. It would be disconcerting. It would make Stone Cold just come off like, oh man, he's just one of the other legends who like Foley, they do that stuff. Even Hogan, I think, hasn't like Lesnar came out and called Hogan grandpa. You know, that's enough. That's like putting Lesnar over. I don't think Hogan was happy about that too.
Probably
if I remember
not.
correctly. Stone Cold is too big. He should be untouchable. And I want to see him, because here's the thing. You want to take that Madison Square Garden crowd to the next level because they're there. It should be a special event. Dropping stunners on the McMahons. That's how you use Stone Cold at Madison Square Garden.
See, that's that mindset why they can't build stars these days, Steve.
I don't think you're going to build a star by what would Bray do? The mandible claw?
Yeah.
You wouldn't drop the stunner on him?
No, it'd be cool if he dropped Stone Cold with a stunner. That'd get the crowd to mark out huge. Heck yeah, man.
Oh, man.
Next question from Ron Armenta and Sefi.
Take it away.
Hi, Steve,
And Larson.
and we
Have a mad chat question.
Take it away, Seth.
What is your favorite top 10 Oscar match? And you can include the Japan Oscar matches too, if you want.
Okay. And is this Becky-Sasha feud going to last all the way to WrestleMania? Or is it going to whimper out before SummerSlam? May the force be with you. Too sweet and a hearty handshake. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ron and Sefi.
So I don't have 10 Oscar matches that I could just come up with off the top of my head. But I will give you 3. And so between the two of us, we've got what? 1, 2,
We got
3,
4
4.
between the two.
Okay, cool. Oh, because okay.
Well, actually, I have 2, so I guess it's 5.
All right, so I'll go with Asuka versus Becky at the Rumble. I like that match. Look, most of her NXT matches are going to be the best matches. The one match that I probably should put on here that I still haven't seen, but everybody raved about, and I'm sure is great, Nikki Cross versus Asuka, Last Woman Standing.
good.
I think from what I understand, that was like a terrific match.
Oh, here, I'll put that on my list.
There you go. So we got that one. But I was a fan of the Asuka versus Becky at the Rumble match. I thought that it was an unlikely victory for Asuka because Becky just had so much momentum behind her, but they made it up by having Becky win the Rumble. But I thought that was cool because Becky won the Rumble. She's a big deal, but they had Asuka beat her, and what I thought was a pretty cool match. Didn't she make Becky tap out? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's cool. Then you have what was actually a terrific match, Asuka's title victory in the ladder match against Charlotte and Becky at, I believe, was that TLC? Mm-hmm. That was terrific. That match
TLC
was just absolutely terrific. That was so much fun. It was a big fight right there.
Yeah.
And then when Asuka first won the title in NXT, her match against Bayley, I don't remember a whole lot about it, but it was probably pretty great because it was NXT and it was Bayley and it was Asuka.
We were there for the rematch at NXT Brooklyn 2, and that was a really good match.
That one also then. So I got 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm going to say her 2 takeover matches against Ember Moon. I like both those a lot. I know you weren't that keen on the one that we were there for in Orlando. Yeah. You should give that another watch because it's really good.
Maybe I will.
I agree with the TLC match against Becky and Charlotte. And then I'll say the Last Woman Standing match with Nikki Cross on NXT TV. That was really solid, too.
Yeah, everybody said that was great.
As for how long will this Becky and Sasha feud go, will it go to Mania or to Survivor Series? More likely Survivor Series. I don't think this is going to continue as a singles feud going all the way to Mania.
I'll split the difference, man. Say it goes to the Rumble.
Okay.
I think it stops there, and then Becky... maybe we go back to Becky Charlotte. Maybe they try that for a main event.
Well, I mean,
maybe they'll go 4 horsewomen.
That's what I'm thinking.
4-way, yeah. Rope everybody back in. That'd be terrific.
Yeah. Now that makes all the sense in the world. Mm-hmm. Next, got a question from Cult of False Realities.
Or so you think it is.
Hello there, Steven Larson, and all the friendos out there. The Cult of False Reality could not be here today. So I decided to take his place. And for his match at question, I'm going to take it over and ask which wrestlers need to embrace the dark side. Let the demon inside of them take over and show their true personalities. Too sweet and a hearty handshake.
Thank you, Cult of False Realities.
Thank you very much. Very scary.
Very scary.
Very
so
scary.
For me, it's Damian Priest. They've alluded that he likes to stay out late at night.
Oh, dude, I think he's embraced his dark side.
Not fully.
He's an archer. He shoots fire.
But they're alluding to the fact that he's a vampire. He wants to live forever.
Doesn't that mean he's already
an aspiring vampire?
So what next step would he take to further embrace his dark side?
Becoming a vampire.
Well, there's only one way you do that.
Get bit by a vampire.
Correct.
So make that happen. Okay. Bring Gangrel in.
Oh,
problem solved.
All right. I like it. That's good. That's really good.
And he could reconstitute the Brood in NXT.
Okay.
Like Gangrel bites him, makes him a vampire. Damian Priest is like, finally vampire. Like dispatches a Gangrel. That's getting really, like sinister there.
That's good.
And then I'm gonna restart the Brood. I'm gonna bite people and make them vampires too. But I want it to be kind of dark and grim, but also somewhat like what we do in the shadows, a little lighthearted.
Oh, okay. I still need one. There's so many shows that I'm like in the middle of Dark now, but I'm still in the middle of Glow. And then I'm in the middle of Mindhunter Season 2.
I watched another episode of that Season 1.
Oh, yeah.
I was lost. It's been so long since I've watched the first 4 episodes.
Just skip. You don't need to watch the first one. It's funny because Sean Ross Sapp was talking about it, and you probably saw this interaction on Twitter. He said, man, the dialogue in this episode is like so clunky. And I'm like, I remember literally wanting to just turn it off and not turn it back on again because of the date scene in the first episode. Yeah. It's so bad. And then the rest of the series is really good.
I think I got the feeling watching that it was supposed to be bad. Like these people are awkward with each other. Like the one dude, the main dude, is like his interpersonal skills are just not good.
Yeah, I think that's what they were going for. But for me, it was like Rushmore, where it was like Go Away Heat with what's his face. Anyways, getting back to it, I'm gonna say Finn Balor. Come on, easy answer. Prince Devitt, do the execution style stuff. And he's like cursing at people, and he's like going to restaurants and shopping people.
Totally not going to happen.
Oh man, that'd be great. Take it to the next level.
Next question from Blake Whitehouse.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Blake Whitehouse here with another Matt Chat question. I am here, freshly shaven, in my closet while my dog sleeps because I forgot to record this video. Now for my question. WWE and TNA have had original matches. WWE having the Elimination Chamber, TNA having Ultimate X. What original match type would you like AEW to have? I know you guys are both insane and crazy, and I want to hear what you have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Blake.
Thank you, Blake.
Go ahead, Steve.
All right. So remember we did that one video where there was like a death match on like this floating small island type thing?
Yeah.
And there's like a sickle involved?
Yeah.
I want them to just do that. They got Joey Janela and Darby Allin and
Jimmy Havoc,
Jerry Havoc. Have them go to town. Every pay-per-view, just those three, just kick it up another notch.
Get Mox in there too.
Get Mox in there.
Bring Nick Gage in.
Yes.
Get Zandig out of retirement.
Get Zandig out there. Yeah, dude. The whole just merge with CZW.
So you want CZW?
I want CZW.
Get Superhuman in there too.
See, you're booking us better than me. You got Gage and Zandig, man.
And Superhuman.
Heck yeah, and Superhuman. Woot woot.
No, I want a blood sport style shoot fight type thing.
I like it. That's good.
I want
Mox
a shoot fight.
Barnett, yeah.
Yeah, but I want it in AEW. Kenny's got MMA experience.
Yeah.
When he left WWE Elemental,
yeah.
He thought about becoming a mixed martial artist.
Mm-hmm.
He's got some training.
Mm-hmm. Bring in Del Rio. He's an MMA guy.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Prefer not. Yeah. Jericho, I know he's been training at Batista's gym. That's where he learned Judas Effect. That's MMA training right there.
There you go. Judas Effect.
So something like that. And you can have, I'm not a huge fan of the idea of judges and rounds. You can have rounds for sure.
Rounds, yeah.
Make it like Pancrase.
Oh, how about this? No, wait. So everything you just said, blood sport shoot fight style thing, but fatal 4-ways.
That's good. Yeah.
So
did you see the multi-person MMA matches?
So I've seen.
Or were they team? They're
teams.
Yeah.
That's a problem. I want 5 people just all trying to kill each other.
Okay, yeah, fatal 4-way.
That would be great.
Shoot style matches. There we go. We improved each other's ideas.
A shoot fight with 4 people?
Amazing.
That'd be great.
That would be awesome.
Is that like not legal? Are you not allowed to sanction a match like that? Like they can sanction team MMA?
That wasn't in the States though.
Well, we got to find out where to go because I think that can make all the money.
Another idea I want to do is the slapping contest.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
That was great.
Boy, that was so brutal.
Next from Gatlin T.
Stephen Larson, this is the Firefly Funhouse's newest puppet, Gatlin T. And I want you guys to fantasy book the first year of AEW, including some things that they should do and including some things that they shouldn't do. Thank you guys. Too sweet and a hearty handshake.
Thank you, Gatlin T.
Thank you, Gatlin T. All right.
So booking a year of AEW, it's a bit out of our pay grade right there.
We'll say what a couple things they should and should do over the course of next year. 2 things they absolutely should do.
Oh, I got 3 actually.
First and foremost, they need to sign LAX.
Yeah, that's a good one.
They need to sign LAX. I think that would be awesome. They already got a really good tag division. The addition of LAX, you get some dream matches we probably have never seen before, like against Young Bucks. Maybe we have seen that. I don't know. Just the emphasis that AEW wants to place on tag team wrestling in terms of being potentially main eventing pay-per-views. You bring LAX in, and they got to change their name apparently. That's going to go a long way towards accomplishing that. Another thing they absolutely should do during the course of next year is put that world title on Kenny Omega.
Yep.
He's the guy that long term they're probably going to want to build the company around.
Yep.
To bring eyeballs on it. It helps to put the belt on Jericho right away to bring some potential lapsed fans back in. But that's all a means to get that belt on Kenny and have him be the guy that carries the company for the next couple of years, year or two. One thing they absolutely positively should not do is sign so many WWE, Impact, or Ring of Honor cast-offs. They're seen as a dumping ground. This kind of, for lack of a better term, reclamation project they got going on with the former Ty Dillinger, Sean Spears, and be really interesting to see if they could take a guy that WWE really didn't do anything with, and that's good, and build him into a major star. Now, if they can do that effectively, then it might dispel the notion of the like they're going to be a dumping ground essentially for people that couldn't make it in WWE, so on and so forth. But you just don't want that perception. You don't want the perception of this is where people go when they can't make it in WWE, you know? Because it just makes you seem like you're like the minor leagues in comparison to WWE. So
yeah, no, those are all good. Those are all good. I like that there is the idea that they can become a dumping ground from Ring of Honor.
I don't want to leave anybody out.
I know. No, I think the point that I can sort of piggyback onto that last one, what they shouldn't do, is just because a guy, right now everybody seemingly is signed. And just because somebody might leave their contract, don't snap them up because you think WWE wants them.
Yes.
WWE wants everybody.
Yes.
So be very selective. I agree with that.
Only sign people that fit into your vision of what your company is going to be.
Correct. I would say... storyline wise, I 100% agree. Kenny needs to win that title. He should be face of the company. I'd like to see a Hangman and MJF double turn. I think MJF is at the point where people are enjoying his work as a heel so much, he naturally will end up starting to get the face reaction. Use that to see if we can get an effective Hangman Page heel turn. That can last a year until he's so effective as a heel, people want to see him go back to a face and you turn him back.
And then he goes and he has a second chance for the title and maybe wins it at that juncture.
Yeah, exactly. I think that'd be a wise move.
Yeah.
I'd also like to see this. I'm a big fan of Scorpio Sky.
He's great.
I think he should not just go solo. I think he'd be a really, really great addition to the singles men's division. Maybe make him kind of the Kofi of SCU. They remain together, but he's the guy who strikes out on solo stuff and is very successful. I'd really like to see that. I think in the women's division, they should bring in Allison Kay. I think right now she's with NWA, but I'm not sure if she's actually signed with them.
She's their women's champion.
She's their women's champion. And then most importantly, continue their relationship with AAA, a heavier presence of AEW at Triple Mania next year. So we can kind of co-stream some AEW.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Next question from Stephen M.
What's going on, guys? My match chat question this week is managers making a difference. Last week, Rowan pointed out that Daniel Bryan's foot was on the rope, and Selena Vega is always often enforcing stuff. But when she calls for moves as well, I find that cool. Kind of like, in my experience, an MMA coach calling out a move you should do when they see a weakness. So Should managers be more hands-on and do stuff like that, or should they back off and just be a focal point and maybe big up their guys? So, Too Sweet, Howdy Handshake.
Thank you, Stephen M.
Thank you, Stephen M.
Yeah, they should become way more involved.
Yeah, okay, sure, why not?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I understand like manager can fill several different roles. If one of them is just to kind of be there and based on their mere presence generate heat, face or heel heat for the person they're representing, I get that.
I don't like the idea of a manager of somebody they're not doing something with being stuck with somebody. That's sort of our trepidation right now about Sami Zayn and Shinsuke. It's like, okay, well, Sammy might still be feeling the effects from his shoulder surgeries.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why they have him with Shinsuke, and I'm not sure that's a great idea. But if they have a good idea for that, then cool. So for example, Stokely Hathaway. Can't wait to see what they're going to do with him as manager. I like the idea of bringing in managers, not guys who, specialize in wrestling. I thought that Drake Maverick, who obviously was heavily a wrestler before he was manager of 205 Live, GM of 205 Live, that ended up being pretty cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really good spot.
Him as manager of AOP, not cool.
No, that was a terrible fit. But if you can find good fits, they should have kept Paul Ellering with
absolutely.
AOP,
Absolutely.
100%. So that's a bummer.
Yeah, the algorithm.
I love the idea of really, really well matched up managers and wrestlers. So
Agreed.
yeah, absolutely.
Agreed. And I'm all in favor of managers getting involved, helping their clients win matches. Let's not be out there for moral support.
Yeah.
Actively helping them, especially if the wrestlers in this case are heels.
I agree totally.
Next question from Rich.
Hey, friendos, Rich the Smash Bro here with another Man Chat question. Looking over the past few years, who's had the worst creative? Drew McIntyre or Braun Strowman? Drew has been a glorified henchman, and he hasn't really been in the spotlight. And every time Braun is in the spotlight, it seems like he goes from a giant who can essentially tip over an 18-wheeler to someone who takes one finisher and gets pinned. So other than take away the fact that Braun is the tag champ right now, go back about a month ago and then look back at everything over the past few years between Braun and Drew. Who's had it worse? And then who do you think over the next 6 months going into Mania next year, who's going to have the brighter spotlight on him? Let me know, boys.
Thank you, Rich.
All right, so
go ahead. I kind of interrupted. You can go first this time.
I'll go first. Let me find the question again. Oh my God, yeah. No, we're on the same page here. I see your question here. Who's had the worst creative? Oh, interesting. Who's had the worst creative in the last 2 years, Drew or Braun? You got to go with Drew McIntyre. 2 years. Does 2 years ago cover Roman and Braun?
I think so.
You can tell with Braun. Granted, he's had. I'll put it this way. Braun has had higher highs. Drew has had lower lows. Braun has never been a henchman to Shane McMahon. At least from what I can remember.
His heel turn wasn't that great for him.
It wasn't great, but it was an attempt at something to capitalize on Braun. You can tell that there's actual effort with Braun. And these days especially, there seems to be the idea that, Braun might actually be a foundational piece. Drew, I'm starting to get freaked out at this idea that Drew, that might just be his role, is guy who's just sort of below Samoa Joe in terms of what their plans are. I really don't. He doesn't even seem at one time it was this guy might be sniffing. They put him with Dolph when Dolph wasn't really that interesting, and there was I was maybe they can do something interesting with that, but they just never did. They never did. They just had him lose in the first round at King of the Ring. Nah, man. Braun has had higher highs. Drew's had lower lows.
That's a recency bias right there for you.
Drew might. Yeah, I know. Drew might have had more consistent, but it's consistently low.
It's consistently mediocre. Here's the thing. I think that Drew, more often than not, when he's given mediocre creative, based on the power of his personality and the quality performer he is, can elevate it above the quality of what his creative actually is. Pairing with him and Dolph should not have worked. And at times it didn't. But when it worked, it was mostly because of Drew.
Yeah, for sure.
Because of his performance.
I agree with that.
And time again, he'll take a little thing and based on his performance, little details he infuses in everything he does makes it interesting. Braun, when he was in that feud with Roman, was awesome. Built him up. People were starting to get behind him. When he wins Money in the Bank, and inexplicably they turn him heel for a short-term feud with Brock Lesnar and destroyed basically all his momentum. The crowd was really behind him, and he was gonna be going places. And then they were like, okay, we need someone to take on Lesnar at Crown Jewel. Let's just turn Braun heel, and he'll cash in his briefcase in the most uninspiring way possible. He looked like a fool at SummerSlam prior to that, trying to cash in. An absolute fool. And yeah, you made the case that Braun's highs were higher, and I won't disagree with that. But when you go from maybe winning your first title to people not caring about you, he's on the way back up. I agree now because he's been gone for he was gone for a little bit. They're finally booking him to his strength and having him in there doing what he does best, which is just beating people up and destroying things. And he doesn't really fall squarely on either side of the face-heel dynamic. He's just Braun, which is what he was doing initially before the heel turn. But just the absolute low of Braun turning heel is way lower, I feel like, than anything Drew has done yet. Because Drew's never had that high of being on the verge of being Universal Champion.
He's never had any of that, though. I think that's my main thing, is that would you rather be mired in mediocrity or be the guy that everybody senses you're close to the Universal Championship and they're trying to get you there, and maybe sometimes it spectacularly fails, but when he did that heel turn, he was the A story.
Yeah, but it was terrible.
Regardless, he was the A story. He's perpetually the guy.
He almost got knocked out by Brock Lesnar too. Granted, that's not creative, but
well, that's physicality in the ring. That'll happen. You get in there with Brock Lesnar, same thing. Probably
you accidentally hit him with a stiff knee, and he almost knocks you out.
Yeah, that's the power of Lesnar. But I don't know, man. I'd rather be the guy who.
I feel like we've agreed too much this episode, so I'm just trying.
I like it. That's good.
Anyways, who's gonna have a brighter spotlight in the next 6 months? I mean, it's obviously Braun. He's taking on Seth for the Universal title.
Which still might be a big problem for Braun.
It totally. Because if he ends up losing that match clean, it's right back to square one. What?
Yeah. At SummerSlam 2018, while Braun was being made to look a fool in the main event, Drew was just the corner guy for Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship match.
I know.
With Seth Rollins won with John Moxley.
Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah. It's a rough spot for Drew to be in. We love him, though.
We do.
But every once in a while, man, it's funny because, like, up until recently, I was like, yeah, man, Samoa Joe, he's great. They're doing good things with him. And then it was sort of brought to light by, like, a Twitter user. He was like, yeah, they just bury the crap out of him. I was like, he's not really buried. And then you think about it, I'm like, man, they do chump him out a lot.
He doesn't win a whole lot of matches. Important matches.
Man, I'm getting that feeling with Drew.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting that feeling with Drew that it's not going to get better.
Yeah.
And I want it to get better because we both love him so much.
Yes.
Don't know.
Next from Jacksonville's #1, Gian Halili.
Hey there, friendos. This is Jacksonville's #1 Matt Chatter, Gian Halili, back with another Matt Chat question for the week. I don't have anything related to what's going on question-wise, so I thought I'd ask a fun one. Could you guys book a Steve versus Larson Captain's Challenge? Who are your members, including commentary, and why does the team that has Jacksonville's #1 go over? Yeah, I don't know. Just thought it'd be fun. Can't wait to hear what you guys say. Too sweet, hearty handshake, and you guys are amazing. Peace out, guys.
Thank you, Gian.
Thank you, Gian.
All right, this is my team. Epic Commando.
The $1 Million Man.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
The Enforcer, Stevie Bradley.
Good. What would Epico bring to the team with the money that he brings?
I mean, anything.
Next level training.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Performance enhancers.
Maybe. Team building workshops.
Armor.
Yeah.
Okay.
If need be, paying off the ref.
Okay, good.
The Enforcer, Stevie Bradley.
Oh, that dude's a tough. Double hard.
Jacksonville's
#1,
Gian Halili.
Yeah.
And then Draft House Games.
What would they bring to the equation?
Joey Ryan.
An actual wrestler.
Yeah.
Okay, good. You might win on that one. All right. Well, that's good then. because I do have a guy who wouldn't mind trying to take the what do they call it? The U-pornplex?
Yeah.
Wayne Maker. I got my twin towers, Wayne Maker and Alex C.
Yeah.
Two of the goofiest, tallest dudes. And Wayne is like, he's a thick king, man.
Yeah.
He's like freaking thick, right?
Yeah.
So there's literally a picture of him on internet trying to get into a kid's ride.
You love this so much.
And they're like, nah, bro, you're too big. So anyways, there's that. Of course, Karen. I would never want to cross Karen, man. Ooh, she'd deck me in the face, probably. I've seen her at NXT throwing soda cans at people. It's crazy. I don't know why they let her sit front row. A.O. Worm, military man.
Mm-hmm.
He's in command, right? And then, of course, Tim Spulak. You need something? He'll get it.
Yep.
I need a win, Tim.
Yep.
He'll get it.
You'll get it. That's true. Both good teams.
Solid.
Solid teams. Next, got a text question from B-Man, Patrick Sparks.
B-Man.
He says the British...
Hey, friendos, Pat here.
Go ahead.
The British Bulldogs were known for their fantastic wrestling, but also Matilda the Bulldog. What animal would you associate to tag teams and factions today? Thanks, friendos.
Go ahead, Steve.
Oh, so the Forgotten Sons, they hang out at garbage dump,
Yeah,
right? Where all the
junkyard,
trash
yeah.
and crap is.
Yeah.
So you reminded me because I was like, hey, dude, what animal hangs out at the junkyard? And you said seagulls.
Yeah, you ever been to the dump? It's just seagulls everywhere.
So I associate with the Forgotten Sons seagulls.
All right.
Because they eat trash and crap on cars.
Yeah.
Right? So then I know this person isn't a faction or a tag team, but Damian Priest, I associate him with bat.
Because he should be a vampire.
Because he should be a vampire, and they
Yes.
turn into bats. And then Lucha House Party, they're from the wonderful land of Mexico. When I think of Mexico, I think of one animal, that's chupacabra.
It's not a real animal.
It's the goat sucker.
It's not a real animal, Steve. It's not a real animal.
That's what I think of.
a-
So Lucha House Party, goat suckers.
All right. Of course, New Day and unicorns.
Okay, good.
If you can say chupacabra, I can say unicorns.
Yeah, no, it's a mythical beast.
And then for FT RKO, of course, Revival, Randy Orton, you got to go with the snake.
So,
preferably some giant viper.
Oh, okay. Well, here's the thing, though. Okay, so Randy Orton, he's the Viper.
Uh-huh.
You add them to the mix, and then you have to change the snake because you have to add what they bring to the occasion. Is there some sort of top snake?
Well, I mean, if we're talking, like a viper is just a venomous snake.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the top of the line, like what is the most venomous snake?
Oh, man.
I don't know what that is.
It's not like a cobra.
I don't know. I feel like it's something.
It's got to be. It's on
easier.
internet.
Yeah, here, I'll do it.
I'll do it too. Venomous. Box jellyfish?
No, that's not even a snake, man.
That's most venomous animal, though. So maybe they're jellyfish.
The inland taipan is considered the most venomous snake in the world.
What? That lands at number 8 on the sciencebasedlife.wordpress
Oh, that's
site.
very confusing then.
What are you on?
This is just
Wikipedia. The inland taipan.
We got one more text question from the Hadley Doodley champ. It says this week's question comes from Chill Hafty on Discord. Question is, Steve and Larson are each tasked with creating a game of chess with different WWE wrestlers as the King, Queen, Knights, which is a male tag team, Bishops, a female tag team, the Rooks, a mixed tag team, and Pawns, who are jobbers. What do you have, Steve?
I don't have anything.
All right, I'll say this.
Well, you had the first two. I quit when you already took the King and Queen, because that's obviously Andrade and Charlotte.
Yeah.
Okay.
Knights, I have the New Day.
That's a good answer.
Bishops, I'm with Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose.
Okay, cool. I'd go with Kabuki Warriors, but that's good too.
Mixed tag team, I went with Braun Strowman and Alexa Bliss.
That's like
they're like the most memorable mixed tag team.
I agree. Tim Littlebig or Team Littlebig?
Yeah.
Tim Littlebig. I just made a new person.
And then for the jobbers, so with the Ascension.
You know, it's funny because like a lot of people have been able to. Where the hell is EC3?
He's on Edge and Christian's podcast. Oh no, the Zack Ryder,
the toy vlog.
Yeah, Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, right?
Why did they even get him, dude?
Don't know.
Boy, that's irritating. Free EC3, man.
He's not even a jobber because he's not even in matches.
He's not even on TV. How is it that like so the Ascension I kind of understand because I don't think they're very good. EC3 is really good. How is he not on TV? Everybody's on TV these days.
I know,
and he's not.
I know.
That's horrible.
It is. It's pretty lousy, man.
Even like the B team were on TV this past week.
Yeah.
Ryder and Hawkins are on TV this week. Like, why don't they have EC3 with Drake Maverick in some way?
I know.
Golly.
I know.
What a bummer.
It is a bummer, man.
Anyways.
Huge bummer.
Another bummer is that we're done with Matt Chat today. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We do appreciate it.
Yes.
And until next time, we will talk to you later.
Bye.